2,000 years ago, Plato argued that the wealthiest people in society shouldn't be allowed to own more than 4 times more than those who have the least. 4 times? Just imagine what Plato would say about the fact that today the world's richest 1% own 43% of all global financial assets. The idea that we should limit how much wealth one single person can have is not new, it's not radical, and it's not left-wing. If anything, I would say that this idea is conservative. Not only Plato, also Aristotle, Thomas Aquinas, John Locke, John Stuart Mill, and John Maynard Keynes, all of them have argued that a good life requires limits on wealth. Even the father of capitalism and the invisible hand, Adam Smith, thinks that wealth needs to be limited so that real virtues can flourish. One person who argues that we need to revive these time-honored ideals of limits is the Dutch author and professor of philosophy, Ingrid Robbins. In her book Limitarianism, Ingrid proposes that we implement 2 limits on how much wealth any one person can have, one ethical limit and one political limit. The ethical limit, which Ingrid suggests should be set to $1 million, corresponds roughly to the enough line that we talked about in the beginning of the video. To amass more wealth than this shouldn't be illegal, but unethical and socially irresponsible. And today there are around 59 million people in the world with that much wealth, which means that the ethical line at the level that Ingrid proposes would affect less than 1% of the world's population. The political limit Ingrid suggests should be set to $10 million. The idea with this political limit is that over time, our laws and institutions should make it illegal to amass more wealth than that. And today there are around 2.8 million people with that much wealth in the world, which means that the political limit at the level that Ingrid proposes would affect only around 0.03% of the world's population.
I truly love this video. It's why billionaires should be illegal. I've had conversations with people not too long ago, like 3-ish, 5-ish years or so. And I was just like going over with everybody, like, well, it's only been 2 people, but going over with people with like, what are ways that we could actually like limit this whole gluttonous vacuum, this wealth gap, or something to that effect. Because the wealth gap that he showed in the beginning of this video, I will try to link it in the description. That that was insane. The jazz that I came up with was something around the lines of limiting people, like everyone gets, I think it was 36,000 or something to that effect a year type situation, which I think roughly goes out to 3,000 a month. And then based on what you do for like society, fast food, low end jobs, then there's the trades, and then there's entertainment, because honestly I don't really value entertainment like that. I mean, it's important to some degree, but I don't really get why, no offense, a football player, like football players, celebrities, actors and whatnot get as much. And maybe that would be the thing, because they'll get like deals based off of ads and whatnot, which is another thing I don't really care for, how invasive ads have become, but until things change there. But yeah, and then we go on to the CEOs and all that stuff like that, and the whole limiting it down to no more than 4 times what the average, the least of us is, pretty much I 100% agree with. I mean, yeah, it's just, things do gotta change. I hope whoever comes across this video definitely sees this man's video, watches it. I really want that conversation to spread like wildfire. There's a video about thought germs. And I really want that to be the infectious thought germ that spreads throughout the internet. We need to have these conversations. Us, the people, we made this government. It's for us, by us type situation. And I'm like, if enough of us have these conversations and think, I'm not the smartest person in the world at all by far. But I'm like, there's enough people out there to launch and have the conversation and, kind of come up with something. Because, the wealth gap is insane. Having it on a little graph also just, it's beyond night and day. It's undescribable. It's like a totally alien concept from another world or dimension. So definitely watch the video. Definitely start having the conversations with your friends and family. This stuff does affect us. And it's worth talking about.